from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Developing now, Nebraskans are recovering after a string of violent storms out in St. Louis, where a tornado ripped through the community. Some neighbors are asking for help. On Facebook, the St. Louis Fire Department sharing that one family needs volunteers to walk fields and pile debris today. They say houses that were destroyed in the area would also appreciate the help. Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrew. Helgas Coffee also says that they will also be out at the tornado destruction site today to lend a hand in recovery efforts. They'll be handing out free coffee for families, volunteers, first responders, and anyone who is putting their effort toward the building. They're going to be out there right now. Now, the National Weather Service now confirming an EF3 tornado hit the town. They say the tornado packs winds up to 160 miles per hour, destroying homes, snapping power poles, and ripping through Howard County for more than 6 miles. The storm stayed on the ground for about 11 minutes Sunday night. Officials say 4 homes were essentially destroyed, but no injuries were reported. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Andrew Ward, and people in St. Louis are sifting through what the storm left behind. Channel 8's Emma Norwood explains how the community is recovering.
You know, we'll clean up and start over, I guess.
Today in St. Louis, a scene of despair and hope for the future. The first steps to rebuilding after a violent tornado courses through the small town in Howard County. The storm flattening homes and shocking the community.
We have a quarter right east of the damage, as well as 2 more quarters even farther east that a shelter belt got shredded through. There's quite a bit of damage here right east of here. There's some cow-calf pairs still in the field, as well as a newly planted corn acres. That debris just everywhere.
Chris Hall is one of the storm chasers tracking the tornado, seeing the destruction firsthand. He had a calm demeanor, describing to me stopping on the side of the road Sunday after coming face to face with the storm.
It was no quicker than when we had turned the corner, get around some trees. There it was planting on the ground and just about to cross the road in front of us.
You can see countless trees knocked over with debris scattered across town. Cleanup crews even finding lost photos that got swept up by Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's amazing what you find.
Heartbreaking video shows the community banding together, combing through fields to help recover what's been lost.
Oh, Peppa Pig toys and granite countertop. Crazy pickups and crazy pieces flown in all different kinds of directions.
But many who live in the area say they know they aren't alone.
So thankful for those people reaching out to me on Facebook and phone call, willing to help with either just manually walking fields or showing dump trailers or side-by-sides. We appreciate any help we can get.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Well, support is already pouring into the impacted community. The St. Louis Fire Department says people have been dropping off supplies and donations at the fire station. Officials say any money raised will be split equally between families impacted by the storm. Here are some jarring photos where you can see Mother Nature's violent power on full display. Governor Jim Pillen visiting some of those people whose homes were destroyed by the Howard County tornadoes. Those powerful pictures showing the strength of the storms. The governor saying the families told him they're just lucky to be alive today. And this morning we are drying out after several inches of rain pounded southeast Nebraska. This is from out in Crete. As you can see, heavy rains coming down there. Our editor actually sent us this. He says this pond right here tripled in size since Saturday because of all the rain we've received. Hail, also a big part of these last few days. One of our citizen journalists sending in this photo to our Now Local News app. You can see yourselves. Hail about the size of a quarter, and some of those pieces even larger than that. This is out in Milligan, Nebraska, southwest of Lincoln. Here's a look at a much different scene this morning on our Owl Communications camera. A little bit of sunshine as well. I haven't seen that in a couple of days here. It's already 57 degrees outside, so a bit chillier than we've seen so far. Let's get the meteorologist Houston Hall has got to check out the forecast for us. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yes, I gave Andrew the 5-2. He usually has the temperature up there. He's at 57. I'm not sure how he got that. Close enough. But yeah, here's a look at the tornado track from Sunday. And that was an EF3. I was actually towards the east of this, and you can see, I mean, this is the tornado track as it started at 5 and then stayed on the ground for 11 minutes. And EF3 is kind of a very Pretty big, to say the least. Hebron saw near 0, which will go more in depth in Maine weather. Right now, got some low to mid 50s. We're at 53 actually here in Lincoln. Check these clouds out. You can see a little bit of that striations. That's going to be that upper level cloud cover, and you can see the striations within the clouds as we take a look at visible satellite and radar. Temperatures hanging in the low 50s across southeast Nebraska, and really that's the story. We still got a whole lot of 40s out there the further north you go. So it is just a chilly day. And it's a breezy day. We got those north winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour sustained, with gusts near 30, 35 miles per hour. So the winds are not coming down, but they will try to. You can see that big H out in the corner in Nebraska. It's going to try to clear us out. Wind gusts, there you go. As we go past sunset, they go along with them, and then we should be all right. Precipitation, not much, but it will start to pick up as we go into the end of the week. I'll show you when and where in just a few.
And thank you very much, Houston. We are following all the recovery efforts across southeast Nebraska as communities clean up and rebuild. We're asking officials what sort of federal and state aid can be used to help out those victims. Make sure to download the Now Local News app to stay on top of every severe weather heading our way and the latest news in your area. Scan the QR code on your screen to get the app today and never miss a thing. Well, happening today, be prepared for some delays on a busy stretch of road in South Lincoln. A major construction project already underway along South 27th Street between Nebraska Parkway and South Street. Now, this is a look at that stretch here that is closing down today. Citizen journalist Brian showing this route on the Now Local News app. You might notice this is only a 3-lane stretch, so not a lot of room to work with to begin. Now, the city telling KLKN that these improvements to the road are long overdue and it's going to take some time. Take a look at this timeline provided to us. So I apologize for the glitchy computer screen we got going on here, but you can see all the way to the spring of next year. So this is going to last an entire year, and it's going to cost about $5.5 million. LTU providing us with this pie chart saying half and half. You got the Lincoln on the Move Improvement Project funds, and then you got the highway allocation funds that are going to be funding this project indeed. Now to those new details from a deadly shooting at a San Diego mosque where 3 men were killed. This morning, we're learning one of those victims, a security guard, is being hailed a hero. The mosque identifying him as Amin Abdullah. He's being described as the nicest man you'll ever meet and a devoted father of 8. Authorities say the 2 suspects, ages 17 and 18, carried out the attack.
Reportedly 2 shooters.
Investigators say the 2 gunmen opened fire at San Diego's largest mosque around midday, and that Amin, the security guard, was killed while helping people escape. SWAT teams clearing the building room by room. Now, police now revealing that one suspect's mother called them just before the attack.
She believed her son was suicidal, and she began to share information that several of her weapons were missing.
Investigators are now reviewing writings left behind by one of the shooters as the FBI joins the hate crime investigation. That violence also being felt right here in Lincoln. Channel 8's Daniel Da Silva spoke with the leaders at the local Lincoln Mosque about what this means for Muslims in Nebraska.
It's essential for Muslims to have a place where they get together. And that particular mosque is the biggest mosque in the San Diego area. And it's kind of very diverse community where you can see people from all around the world.
Rabin Karim is the president of the Islamic Foundation of Lincoln and practiced at that same San Diego mosque when moving to the U.S. He says in light of Monday's shooting, Muslims in Lincoln are concerned about their security. It's something they take seriously.
We have surveillance camera all around the place. Recently, we installed a fence just to prevent anyone to vandalize the building.
He adds that Lincoln police have also been involved, responding quickly when the mosque requests extra patrolling. Kareem's colleague, Endro Faye, says police presence is crucial and noticed how quickly San Diego authorities responded.
We have every single police officer available throughout our county that dropped what they're doing.
He says the uprising of violence against Muslims may be due to ignorance.
Islam is really very badly portrayed.
Oftentimes linked to violence, but he says at their core, it's about peace.
Islam itself teaches us the sanctity of human life, the mercy towards brothers, towards others in general, and the responsibility to protect the community from harm and hatred.
What should happen next?
Would encourage also Muslim communities to have events outside the mosque, outside, like going toward the community and expose them what Islam is truly.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
Still ahead, this midday discount on drugs. Some popular generic medications could soon be hitting the online market at lower cost. Find out why next.
If you
Right now, the diamond found in the rough. Lincoln police say this ring was found last week near the Bison Trailhead. Now, officers are asking the public for help finding who it belongs to. Police say anyone who thinks the ring may be theirs will need to provide proof of ownership before claiming it. Anyone with information can contact LPD Property. Also right now, People's City Mission is trying to stock on one of their most needed items. They are holding a towel drive with Don't Panic Labs. They say the shelter goes through over 5,500 towels each year. PCM shared this photo of Pastor Tom with a stack of 50 towels, and it's as tall as him. The towel drive runs through May 25th with plenty of drop-off locations like Open Harvest, Good Life Fitness, Turbine Flats, and more. Well, diners are ditching bottles of wine at restaurants, and the Trump administration is adding generic medications to its direct-to-consumer drug sales website, Trump RX. Jane Keene explains in today's Wellness Report.
The Trump administration is adding more than 600 generic drugs to the site Trump RX. The administration also incorporated new tools, including one that connects patients with the lowest priced pharmacy in their neighborhood and a home delivery option for their prescriptions. Now, President Trump claims the platform has been visited more than 10 million times and has saved Americans more than $400 million already. The administration also announced it will drop some limits on forever chemicals and drinking water. It said it would rescind 4 of the 6 types of forever chemicals covered under a Biden-era rule. Now, under that regulation, water systems are required to filter out at least some of the toxic substances by 2029, but the Trump administration pushing that deadline now to 2031. And EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin said the former proposal was legally questionable. Well, people are not ordering a bottle of wine for the table at the restaurant like they used to, according to a new report. And the reasons vary. It could be healthy living, culinary options, as well as conscious spending. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, today is much quieter than what, the weather we have been seeing, but we are tracking some tornado tracks. I'll show you all that here in a few.
Ernie's Metro.
Now, there have been life-threatening storms and multiple reported tornadoes in the plains and heavy rain here in the Midwest. This video next to me in Wichita, drivers there navigating roads submerged in flash flooding. Here's ABC's Hannah Batah.
Overnight, another round of storms sweeping across the heartland amid a multi-day severe weather outbreak. Sirens sounding as our station KMBC tracks storms in Missouri.
We're in the tornado warning with a high precipitation supercell approaching my location here.
Heavy rain triggering flash flooding. Downpours pounding parts of Illinois and Indiana. Meanwhile, in the West, the wildfire danger is intensifying.
You can tell folks are frantically trying to get out of this area. There's structure protection trying to get into place. But boy, this is a frightening fire.
Our station, KABC, overhead as at least one home went up in flames northwest of Los Angeles.
This wildfire fueled by high winds with gusts at one point up to 35 miles per hour. Of course, firefighters working to try to get a handle on this, but you can see this home here destroyed.
Firefighters trying to get the upper hand on the Sandy fire with help from an aerial assault. Hannah Batah, ABC News, New York.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
An EF3 tornado on Sunday. This was in Howard County, and I was actually just towards the east of this. Models had Columbus, and the SPC outlook had the Columbus being the hot spot. That's actually where all the chasers were that day on Sunday, but it ended up being a little off towards the southwest of Columbus. And it started at 5:04, and it lasted 11 minutes on the ground, a 6-mile length, 160-mile-per-hour winds. An EF3, I mean, that's right in the middle of an EF5 and an EF0. Let's go down here towards Hebron, where they did have an EF1, 95-mile-per-hour wind gust max winds, and that one was for 11 minutes also. And that was only 4 miles, but that was a pretty decent rotation. Then they got some heavy, hefty winds just after that. Here's a look at Sunday through Monday replay. All right, so there's your Monday. Let's wait until Sunday. All right, here's Sunday. Notice storms right there. Move off towards the east. There's Hebron right there. They got the southern edge of that. Here's Monday. Right there. Storms will form right on that line that they did on Sunday. Taking a closer look at Monday. Pointed out those clouds yesterday at this time yesterday, and then they made a line of storms. That was a tornado warning. That moved towards the east, and then that's where the tornado threat began as it moved towards the east, and then a big old wind threat as we went into your Monday night. Here's a look at your tornado reports from yesterday. Notice they started out just east of Fairbury, and then they moved south of Beatrice. This one, Pawnee City, that one is going to get surveyed today, and I think there could be good potential EF2 to EF3 damage within these circled areas, as that had multiple vortices, multiple rotations within those storms, but that was 5 of them. And then the wind reports, we're looking at a 90-mile-per-hour wind gust. There it is in Johnson, but the rest of us seeing about 65 to 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts as those storms moved quickly towards the east. And then hail reports, I think the largest hail that I saw yesterday was about golf ball size hail, but with the whole system 16th through the 18th, so about Saturday through Monday, our largest hail was about baseball size hail. We had 14 tornado reports and a whole lot of wind reports. Well, are we going to be seeing any rain, severe weather anytime soon? Well, let's take it out. We got some cloud cover out there in eastern Nebraska. That's going to continue to stick around. A few peaks of sunshine here and there, more sunshine out towards the west, upper 60s, staying dry. Any plans tonight? Doesn't look too bad. Winds will calm down. There's tomorrow morning, upper 40s, lower 50s. A little bit of light rain down here towards our southern counties. And the rain's going to stay mainly right about here. That's where it's going to just stay. It's going to be Wednesday afternoon near lunchtime. Some moderate, decent rain out towards the west. If we're lucky, a little bit of light rain across I-80 near Lincoln by about noon to 1 p.m. And then it's going to stay really confined out towards the west. Maybe a few light bands off towards eastern Nebraska. We're going to be stuck under our cloudy skies. There's your Thursday morning. Looks dry, just cloudy. How much rain can we be seeing from that? Well, you can see out towards the west about 2/10, maybe up to a quarter or more. And notice it doesn't really reach Lincoln as we go into tomorrow. Well, we got a little bit of cloud cover out there to say the least. Look at that. We got some upper level clouds right down there, low level clouds. A whole bunch of clouds, that's for sure. Upper 40s for temperatures currently, 50s. It's well below average still. 55 right now, Lincoln, 53 in Beatrice. Winds are out of the north, 15 to 25 with gusts near 30, 35. Look at those striations up high level cirrus clouds, one of my favorite. There's Big H out there. It's clearing out the clouds. More sunshine out there. Oh, there's storm. All right, so the wind gusts, they will die down 25 to about 15. And then temperatures staying around the lower 60s, a pretty chilly day. Got us at 37 tonight. Skies are clearing out due to that high pressure. Most of the state upper 30s, lower 40s. As we go into the next few days, we're looking at some rain likely on Thursday. Friday, some storms possible due to the warm up, and then the weekend and Memorial Day look just fine before we try to cool back down next Thursday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Coming up, the death of a key figure in a murder trial of O.J. Simpson. A deep dive into the critical role he played and how it shaped the case. For the third time, Channel 8 partnered with our viewers to change lives one bike at a time.
With your generosity, we collected more than 320 bikes for the Lincoln Bike Kitchen.
From big to small, every bike makes a difference. Thank you to everyone that stopped by to donate. The Lincoln Bike Kitchen thanks you too.
Until next time, from everyone here at KLKN, thank you all once again. We can't wait to see you at the next one.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular have joined forces. And now that we've combined networks, T-Mobile covers more places than ever before. America's best network just got bigger. Join now and your plan price is guaranteed for 5 years. T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular, better together.
At Capital Humane Society, we know proper veterinary care is vital to keeping pets healthy and happy. Our mission is to serve the Lincoln community by providing resources for all pet owners. That's why we opened Stransky Veterinary Center at 55th and O Street. We offer preventative veterinary care, including low-cost spay and neuter surgeries, vaccinations, pet dental care, flea and tick protection, and more. Your pet will never be happier and healthier than after a visit with our professionals. Book an appointment online at StranskyVeterinaryCenter.com.
All at once, the whole state knows it's time. Every seat is filled. Every screen is on. Everyone's watching. Even when it's quiet, it's all you can hear. We built this together, a tradition that connects us. Families united across Nebraska, across generations. And Allo is proud to be part of it. What we've built is a legacy, and we're just getting started.
New at midday, a look at the death of Mark Furman and his role in a case that caught national attention. He is the former Los Angeles police detective whose testimony in the O.J. Simpson murder trial was critical to the case. ABC's Chris Connolly explains.
At the O.J. Simpson murder trial in 1995, LAPD detective Mark Furman was the star witness for the prosecution. The trial of the century putting a spotlight on Furman, who'd be a figure of notoriety for decades, portrayed by Stephen Pasquale in the 2016 series The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
Your Honor, the people will now call Detective Mark Furman.
It was the real and withering cross-examination by the defense, which would have major consequences.
Tell us how you feel about testifying today.
Nervous, reluctant.
Furman telling the court that he'd found a bloody glove at Simpson's home that allegedly tied O.J. Simpson to the brutal killings of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Defense attorneys attacked Furman's credibility, contending Furman had planted the glove instead.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
There was high drama after Furman had testified under oath that he had not spoken the N-word in the previous 10 years, and the defense played tape recordings in which Furman uttered the racist slur 41 times.
The dead silence, him basically backed into a corner by having to admit that, yes, in fact, he did use racial slurs.
By the time of Simpson's acquittal,
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
Furman's credibility appeared to be cooked. He was later charged with 1 count of felony perjury and pleaded no contest. He would stand by his story about the glove in an exclusive interview with Diane Sawyer.
There was never a shred, never a hint, never a possibility. Not a remote, not a million, not a billion to one possibility I could have planted anything, nor would I have a reason to.
He later reinvented himself as a best-selling true crime author. Furman died on May 12th. He was 74 years old. All told, Mark Furman spent 20 years with the Los Angeles Police Department. Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up after the break, recovery after the disaster. How the community in Hebron is picking up the pieces today after a devastating storm.
Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Developing now, small towns in Nebraska are rebuilding after being hit hard by severe weather. Today in Auburn, not in class due to storm damage. The city sharing that they are working on clearing the streets of downed branches and restoring power to the community. They have declared a disaster declaration there as well. Students will be back in school tomorrow with an early dismissal. Down in Hebron, Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson returns to her hometown after a destructive tornado touched down. And people are now busy cleaning up. She spoke to neighbors that are already stepping up to help each other recover, and even one business is back open today.
Looking, all of a sudden you look up and we could see it coming down out of the sky.
We are directly in the middle. See it, Jake?
Jake Witt and his family hunkering down once they could see debris swirling right outside of their door.
What was that? Holy crap.
A rare tornado emergency issued by the National Weather Service as a twister tore through Thayer County. Just south of Hebron, a homeowner tells me their barn was blown off its foundation. Most of this damage was done on Saturday night, but against all odds, this same spot hit by Sunday night's tornado. The twister lifting up off the ground as the storm moved closer to town, and that's when Witt saw the clouds spinning over his house, which is right by the Hebron golf course.
It came down and only would jump the road and hit the golf course, and a few seconds later it was all over. We obviously lost some cart sheds, some big trees that have been here for hundreds of years.
He tells me they take these situations seriously because his wife lived through the historic Hallam tornado back in 2004.
She is not a big fan of tornadoes, so obviously anytime we get in severe weather, tornado warning, watch, we are in the house, we'll just say that.
Early Monday morning, volunteers showing up, breaking out chainsaws, and getting to work.
It's a blessing, and so anytime the community does those little things like that, you really appreciate it.
Witt tells me thanks to volunteers like the ones that are taking off tree branches behind me, they're likely going to have most of the work done by tonight, and they'll be back open for business tomorrow. Reporting in Hebron, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
And to the southeast of there in the city of Fairbury, line crews are working to restore power into the night. We did check the outage map here right before our newscast. We're learning there is a widespread outage there impacting more than 3,000 people. Right now, the estimated restoration date isn't until Saturday. The city saying in this post, quote, they are working as efficiently and safely as they can while working through the extensive damage to the best of their abilities. Senator Pete Ricketts is extending his gratitude to the brave first responders for their quick responses and helping affected communities the past 2 nights. He says he and his wife are also praying for Nebraskans impacted by the storms. Well, back here in Lincoln, it's a little bit different of a story, though it is windy outside. As you can see that in our ABC Seamless camera at 48th and Cornhusker. Lots of cloud cover there, though the sun has poked out a little bit as well. Let's get an updated forecast here with meteorologist Houston Hall. Sorry, I didn't read your, cryptic finger, whatever. You're giving me like a 5 and a 2. I thought you were saying 7. I don't know what you're doing at the beginning of the show, so.
Yeah, it is the midday, and we've been up since 2, 3 a.m. Maybe for you, 4 a.m., right? Right. Yeah, it's, if you were to look at my mind, this is kind of what it would look like. A little bit of clouds in there, a little bit of sun. And check out the striations within this cloud cover. There's every type of cloud you can think of, low, mid, high-level clouds. The high ones you see are just flying across the east, and then below those are those thicker clouds. Hint, that's why some of the sun is not poking through. But we are warming up a little bit. 55 in Lincoln is actually one of the warmer spots in southeast Nebraska, if not the warmest spot, that is. And we're even beating McCook. Well, you know what? We might just be the warmest temperature across the state right now. We do have these winds that will try to calm down here in the next few hours. They are sustained about 15 to 20 and then gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. So it's really not a pretty nice day. I mean, I got used to the 80s and 90s. Now this is kind of like a shock. We got high pressure off towards the west. That's going to help clear on out some of these clouds and take away the wind for us. And you can see the wind gusts will continue to go down gradually as we go into this evening. And then rain chances, it's probably 0, but that will increase as we go into tomorrow and the next day. Show you all that here, Maine weather.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Happening tonight, the city of Lincoln is looking forward to the next 25 years. There is a public meeting to discuss updates to Lincoln 2050 Long-Range Transportation Plan, Lincoln Mobility Plan, and then the Comprehensive Plan. We're told these projects focus on how all modes of our transportation system should grow over the next quarter of a century, from our bike paths to bus routes. Today's open house is at the Lincoln Commercial Club from 5:30 to 7:30. Now to the hantavirus patients being quarantined here in Nebraska. KLKN now learning at least one woman contained in the Omaha facility has been ordered to stay for 2 more weeks. But she says that she tested negative for the disease. We are reaching out to representatives of the hospital to learn more about her case. Now, meanwhile, another quarantine patient says he truly appreciates his time in Nebraska.
I am learning what Nebraska nice is to the core. The people here in Omaha have just been so kind to me. So many people sending me recommendations on if I can order in food, what I should order, like from Runza, which I'm hoping to get soon, and just offering me to get me things, to pick up things for me.
We won't hold it over him that he said Runza, but Jake says he has 5 more weeks of quarantine to go, but the kindness he's experienced here is something he will never forget. And right now, that deadly Ebola outbreak in Central Africa, an American doctor has now tested positive as travel restrictions are announced ahead of the World Cup. Here's ABC's Hannah Batah.
This morning, the CDC has confirmed an American doctor working in Central Africa is now being treated for Ebola. Dr. Peter Stafford has been living in Congo working with a medical missionary organization. His wife, who works with him, was exposed to the virus but is not showing symptoms. The couple and their 4 children are now being taken to Germany for specialized care and monitoring, along with another doctor also exposed but not showing signs of the disease.
CDC has been working hand in hand with the Department of State to move the American for treatment and care to Germany and other high-risk contacts to Germany for monitoring.
Dr. Stafford was diagnosed Sunday with a rare variant of Ebola, which has no vaccine. The virus can cause severe bleeding and organ failure. At least 131 people have already died in this outbreak, with more than 500 suspected cases reported. One doctor infected with Ebola while treating patients back in 2014 says he believes the current outbreak is much bigger than what current numbers show.
My biggest concern about this outbreak is that we learned way too much way too quickly for this to be anything but really bad.
The outbreak raising concerns here at home ahead of the World Cup. The team from Congo plans to use Houston as its home base during the tournament. The U.S. government is now refusing entry to non-U.S. citizens who have recently traveled through countries dealing with Ebola. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Developing now, opposition to the SCORE Act is growing. That's legislation aimed at reshaping NIL by providing a national framework and mandatory guidelines. But some are arguing this would hurt athletes. Athletes.org put out a statement saying the SCORE Act would allow institutions to coordinate restrictions on athletes and support what they're calling a predatory system. The Congressional Black Caucus also announced their opposition to the legislation. The vote on the SCORE Act has been postponed for this week, but we'll let you know what our Nebraska officials and athletes think of it and when it will be voted on. Coming up, the U.S. loosening sanctions against Russia. Learn about the waiver allowing Russia to sell sanctioned oil again amid the war in Iran. Wildfire aid programs are open for Nebraskans. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says several recovery programs available to help restore damaged farmland, support livestock operations, and assist producer facing wildfire-related losses. The programs include the emergency assistance for livestock honeybees and then farm-raised fish, among other aid options. Well, the Trump administration is giving Russia a waiver to sell some of its oil for an additional 30 days. Russia is under a sanction banning them, but they are getting a break for the third time in the ongoing war between the U.S. and Iran. In a social media post, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says that it's being allowed, so most vulnerable nations will get temporary access to Russian oil stranded at sea. This marks the third time the Trump administration has waived sanctions on Russian crude oil during the war against Iran. Previously, a 30-day general license issued in March allowed the sale of Russian sanctioned oil to address oil supply shortages. Another waiver from mid-April just expired over the weekend, leading to this extension.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Well, I'm, let's see, going this way. Yeah, there you go. That's nice. Yeah, very warm right now across much of the eastern half of the U.S. You go over here, I might need a jacket. 40s, 50s. You go over here, look at this, 53 Oklahoma City, 83 Dallas. That's a 30-degree difference, about 250 miles right there. That is a strong cold front. That's what brought us our storms. Check out the moisture, too. This is a sharp cutoff of moisture. 72 for dew point in Dallas, 50 in Oklahoma City. That is where the storms will be. And where are the storms? Right on there. There's your cold front dragging all the way down from Wisconsin down towards the West Texas. And that just has no precipitation anywhere behind the cold front. All the weather down there towards the south where all the moisture is. Well, it brought us some storms Sunday through Monday. There's Sunday. Notice there's your tornado warning right there. It's going to move towards the east. That was that one first front, and then it kind of just stalled right around there. along that line, and then it brought even more storms, which formed Monday afternoon. That was all due to an outflow boundary. Check it out. Very just slow motion. Very piece of work of art, really, just looking at it very slowly. As we look at Monday, you can just see it's very slow. We saw some clouds grow this time yesterday, and that turned into a severe thunderstorm warning. As it got closer to Beatrice, we saw some rotation south of Beatrice. That's where your tornadoes started to begin as we went to Pawnee City. A whole lot of tornado warnings down here, even down there towards Kansas. That all moved towards the east, and that took away all of our moisture yesterday. And here it is now. We got high pressure starting to clear out these clouds on towards the back side of the western half of the state. Sunny skies. Meanwhile, we've got every type of cloud, mid, high, and low-level cloud cover. You can see those cirrus clouds, wispy and light in nature, just streaming off towards the east. Will there be any more rain? There will be, but not this evening. Temperatures going to top off in those low to upper 60s, maybe even some lower 70s out there towards southwest Nebraska. Wednesday morning, the rain, much of the rain tomorrow is going to be staying out towards the west from about Grand Island and west. We'll be lucky if we see a little bit of light rain here. But that's Wednesday morning, 6 to 8 a.m., a little bit of light to moderate rain. That's where the activity will start to pick up near lunchtime, out towards Broken Bow, North Platte, and then maybe a little bit of light rain along I-80 into Lincoln. But most of that rain is going to be where they need it the most, because we've seen our rain here in southeast Nebraska. I think the next drought monitor, that ought to be one interesting change here in southeast Nebraska. Thursday morning, still looking at cloudy skies. Precipitation potential, there you see all of the precipitation out towards the west. Won't accumulate too much, but still a quarter of an inch at most for the places out towards the west. Right now, you can see a little bit of that low-lying cloud cover, thicker in nature, but you can see there's some breaks in the clouds right there. Honda of Lincoln Cam, the flag is not out there. That tells you one thing, it's a little bit windy. Got some wind, sustained 23 miles per hour with gusts near 35. Oh my goodness. 49 Sioux City, Ainsworth, 44 out towards Alliance. Meanwhile, we are one of the warmest spots, if not the warmest spot. Let's go Lincoln, 56 degrees. And we do have those winds with 23 miles per hour. So we got the highest temperature, but we also got the breeziest of winds with gusts near 35, 40 miles per hour. There's the look at those clouds and the high pressure out towards the west. We will have those peaks of sunshine here and there. Thankfully, the winds will continue to slowly move on out. Temperatures staying in the lower 60s all throughout this afternoon. Tonight, though, it got us all in the upper 30s, 37. The high pressure is going to clear out the skies real quick, and that's going to drop our temperatures pretty cold, maybe even close to freezing northeast Nebraska. All right, so Thursday, we got rain likely, some scattered showers throughout the afternoon and evening. Friday, some storms possible, and then the weekend looks dry. We warm up going into Memorial Day, and maybe another chance for precipitation Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Still ahead this morning, a Fiddle Fest this weekend in Beatrice. How you can join in on the fun. Our live interview with the Homestead National Historical Park is next.
Duteau wants to know.
Special event in Beatrice this weekend. Here to talk about is Amber Kirkendall. She's with the Homestead National Historical Park. Thank you so much for stopping by today, Amber.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we're talking, of course, fiddling
Yes.
this weekend. It's big events. This is one of your marquee ones for the Memorial Day weekend.
It is. So we're so excited that we're going to have our Tallgrass Prairie Fiddle Festival this Saturday, May 23rd. So there's a competition component, and registration for that starts at 9:30. The competition itself starts at noon, but there's a workshop that competitors can join, but anyone can join along, and that will be at 10 o'clock. And then the categories, we have 4 categories. So there's fiddles that people who have played under 5 years. So your age doesn't matter. You're a junior if you've played under 5 years. Seniors are anybody who's played the fiddle longer than 5 years. Then we have our picking category that's any stringed instrument, but it has to at least be plucked for part of one of the songs. And then we have our band competition. We also are so excited because we have brothers Jason and John Shaw that are going to do dueling fiddles during the judging of the juniors competition. And so it should be a really fun activity filled day. We're also going to have back alley barbecue. So there's a food truck there, so you'll be able to enjoy the festivities with some food.
Now this is open to the public, right? Or this is, everyone can come and just listen to some fiddling if they want to.
Everyone can come. This is a wonderful event to participate, but it's also a wonderful event just to take in and to listen to. Registration for the event itself is day of, and so is coming, so you don't need to tell us in advance if you plan on just coming and listening. We would enjoy having you there.
Absolutely. It's kind of fun. We've talked about this for several years now. It kind of become a staple of that Memorial Day weekend for you guys.
It is. You know, fiddle music was so important to homesteaders. Yeah. We know even from books like Little House on the Prairie that, you know, Pa would play his fiddle and the neighbor would feel less lonely, right? Connected people when they were on 160-acre homesteads. And we're also really celebrating this year the 250th anniversary of the country. And so really looking even way back to the American Revolution and the way that music and the fiddle was used. And so this is an annual event we're so excited to have, but with special meaning this year.
Yeah, music brings everyone together.
It does.
For sure, for sure. All right. Well, again, can you give people the information, the times, and
yes.
where they can go?
So this is a free event that's going to take place at the Education Center. Registration for the competition will start 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, May 23rd. Our free fiddle workshop, which you can participate or watch, will start at 10 a.m. Then our competition will start at 12. The junior fiddling, the junior will happen first. Then during the judging of the juniors, you'll be able to see the Shaw brothers, and then the other 3 categories will go.
Awesome, so much. Thank you so much, Amber, for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Stay with us.
This Tuesday.
As we're dealing with rising electric bills all over the country, this merger will affect millions of customers even more. The big question, though, is how? Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
Thanks to the artificial intelligence boom and demand for data centers, America needs more power than ever. Now, a mega utility merger is being proposed that could affect millions of customers, from Florida to Virginia, creating the world's largest regulated utility. In a $67 billion deal, NextEra Energy plans to acquire Dominion Energy. It comes as Americans pay more for electricity. Rates are up more than 7% in the last year. But they've jumped more than 12% in states like Virginia, where Dominion is headquartered. It's home to the biggest concentration of data centers in the U.S. The rate hikes getting the attention of lawmakers.
By some estimates, costs of electricity have gone up 267% for residents in areas with data centers. We have an old grid, and bringing that up to the capabilities necessary to accommodate such a massive increase in demand is costly. And the question is, who's going to bear the cost?
President Trump recently got tech companies to pledge to pay for infrastructure upgrades to protect customers. Democratic Senator Adam Schiff claims that doesn't go far enough. He's proposing a new bill.
What the bill would do is it would say to data centers, bring your own energy and make sure that when there are changes in the grid that are necessary, that you pay for those changes.
NextEra says the scale and efficiencies brought by its merger with Dominion will result in more affordable electricity for our customers in the long run. But consumer advocates worry a merger means less competition, which could mean higher rates in the long run.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Before we go to break, here's a live look outside at our Barry Law Tower camera. Final check of the forecast is next.
Meet Link.